And yeah, he's always been a nice guy. I've always enjoyed his content. He, the one thing I will say about him, and this isn't, like, don't take this as, like, a criticism, but, like, because it's really no big deal, but he's always the first guy I think of when I think about, like, unnecessary bad words in game reviews. Like, I hardly ever, like, use any, like, quote-unquote curse words in the Geek Critique. And that's partly because, like, I'm saving them for when I find something that really requires them. But the other part is I just feel like it's very overdone. And Johnny sometimes, like, he maybe it's probably just the way he talks, but like I said, compared to the tapestry of, like, all the angry video game nerds of the world, it just sounds overdone when he's like, and then Mario has to jump back into the water and get more fucking water, and it just doesn't sound very natural.
Oh man, that pit at the beginning of this stage, there's a couple of people talking about it in the chat. That was on Android. That's the worst part of the game. It's not too bad with the controller, but holy cow, I lost so many lives trying to do it with the virtual touchscreen controller.
I never even got that far with the virtual controller, to be honest. I packed it in after a couple of levels. But yeah,
go ahead.
Sorry, I find it really, really weird that is the one part of the game where there's a bottomless pit.
Yeah, that is really
like
weird.
I find it weird that they didn't just go whole hog with that and just, like, have no bottomless pits whatsoever.
Well, it's the same sort of thing as with Sonic 2 having no rings in the last stage. They seem to like breaking design conventions at the end of the games, at least in the Genesis ones. Like,
sorry, what's the Genesis?
Mega Drive, whatever. Like in Sonic 1, you've got a final zone, which is the only boss that's its own stage. Which, because earlier in the game, all the bosses are at the end of an Act 3 that has other stuff also. So that breaks that design convention. In Sonic 2, you've got no rings in the last stage. In this, you've got a bottomless pit. In Sonic 3, you've got Super Sonic can fly. So it's definitely... they have a pattern there of breaking their own design rules for the end of the game.
That's true. I'm seeing in the chat here, there was some talking about... Well, Johnny doesn't swear as much anymore. Yeah, like I said, it's not like I have any problem with swearing. I mean, you know that if you ever saw me play video games with Kaylin. For instance. Somebody says it appeals to the young audience, the swearing that is. Probably. The whole, like, oh, I'm mature because I'm watching this video that drops 17 F-bombs or something like that. Oh yeah, we were talking about the Sonic CD touch controls. I actually, I played Sonic CD on the Sega CD plenty, but I don't think I liked it. I don't think I ever liked it as much until I played it on Android. So I played the hell out of Sonic CD with touch controls, and it was fine. Like, I feel like Sonic is uniquely a retro gaming franchise that lends itself unusually well to touch controls, just because it only has the one-button jump that does anything. It's not saying a controller wouldn't still be preferable, but it works better than just about any other attempt to do this that I've seen.
That's absolutely true. That's the only reason I even got that far. And I'm the same way. I never really got into the game until the remake, the remaster, whatever.
Yeah.
And sorry, can I just say that I freaking love the animation in this final sequence.
Oh god, I used to watch. I used to watch the. I used to watch these videos over and over and over and over again. And speaking of the OVA, I believe the same team that made these also made the OVA.
Yeah.
And Vatapega brings up a good point about the final zone breaking conventions at the end of the game. About Sonic 3D Blast did a similar thing where the last set of stages had flickies and capsules, and then no flickies at all. The whole game would have been improved if they just had no flickies at all. Would have been very quick though.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
There's a
people
ROM
say
hack
that.
like that.
Yeah.
See, people say that, and then I'm kind of like, I'm not sure, because I think it is designed around the flickies. Insofar as if there were no flickies, you would beat that game in about 10 minutes.
You would, but I would still enjoy it more. I'm not disagreeing. The game is definitely designed around the flickies. It's just even as it is, I think I would like it more if it wasn't. Because what
I like the engine. I think there is a lot of potential for a more traditional Sonic game without flickies, even in that engine. Like, you'd need different level design, but it could be done. You make your paths maybe a little more cramped, more choke points, make them branch out more instead of just being straight up open. There's a lot of potential to make something more similar to the previous games.
Yes.
So
TCB Pian Lui, I guess. I don't know. Was talking
Pian
about
Lui.
how there's no lyrics for the Japanese soundtrack in the Taxman version. I guess that's one disadvantage it has.
that's true. Although I will absolutely agree with her that it's like, it is definitely my favourite Sonic game for presentation, just because it's so bizarre and surreal and out there.
All right, let's see that. Go ahead.
Sorry, I think Sonic 3 definitely had a more, like I said in Spitball, it has a more like consolidated world. But Sonic CD definitely, just in terms of sheer imagination, I love that game.
All right, I'll tell you what. We're not like getting anywhere near the the $70 goals, so I'm gonna knock them down by quite a bit, I think, for the next one. And I'll still keep playing Sonic R as long as Shay's here. As long as Shay's here, if we can hit a bonus goal, I'll play Sonic R, and you can be serenaded.
See, when I'm here, he wishes I was always near, because everything's so clear.
Today it's going to be a brighter day. All right. So for next up is going to be Sonic 2. And what do you think if we hit... We were at 70. We're going to go much lower, and we're just going to make the 3DS capture card the main goal. I think that might be the best case scenario, at least for now. And I might adjust this on a per game basis, but we'll say $25. That's a lot lower. If we hit $25 during Sonic 2, and that'll also carry over into what Keenan's already done, which was $5.50 so far. So really, if we get $19.50 more in the course of Sonic 2, then I'll also play Robotnik's Revenge, which is a boss rush of Sonic 1 and 2, and Sonic R. How's that sound?
It sounds achievable. That's a plus.
It sounds achievable. Good stuff. So $19.50 more and we'll get there. And let's see, no more need for a straw poll. If we hit $2, Dustin commentates. Yeah, Dustin, if you want to get in here, I don't really want to add like too many more people, but I know you've been around for a long time. We'll say whenever Kovar or Shay has to go, I'll bring you in next. And Dustin also says that he absolutely hates that he can't donate, and that's okay. Don't feel bad about it. I always say, like, if you can't donate, and you can't like whether it's because you just can't do it or whether you can't afford it, like I don't want you to try to donate if you can't afford it, especially. And there are plenty of other ways that you can help the channel. It's just that donating is one of the most direct ways. But like sharing the videos, letting people know that I'm doing this. That's that's a big deal too. think everything's updated properly. Currently, we're at 172 total. Vodapeg asks how much we're at. We're at 172 total. We're at 550 towards achieving a bonus goal, which is, right now, playing Robotnik's Revenge and Sonic R. Is it that tiny?
Which one?
We can make it bigger.
Which one was Robotnik's Revenge again? That was the boss rush, of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's a boss rush through Sonic, all the bosses in Sonic 1 and 2. Well, maybe I can make it a little bigger. Maybe. Links below almost fits.
I was actually thinking about the bosses in Sonic, the early Sonic games today, and in addition to what you said in your Sonic 2 critique, which was spot on, the other thing I think is that the old Sonic bosses actually use the physics engine a lot more than people give them credit for, because it's like you have to be good with the physics engine and you have to be fast in order to get as many hits in as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you're going to be doing a lot of waiting.
Yeah, that was actually one of the things that at first I didn't really like about the Hidden Palace Zone boss that they put in the Taxman version. I was like, God, this just takes way too long. But it's actually pretty good because, like all the others, there's a trick to it.
There's a trick, but even if you know the trick, it still can take a long time. I feel like it's a lot more precise than most of the original bosses from the game.
Bright Spark asks if I'm playing on a Raspberry. No, I'm not playing on a Raspberry. I just set up an emulation station because I think it's kind of a neat program. Dustin VG Master wants me to play Toy Story next, and Cover, I see you saying, you don't want to be in the way when my laser goes off.
That Buzz Lightyear nightmare boss in the Super Nintendo Toy Story. I assume the Super Nintendo and Genesis versions are the same.
Yeah, they both had it.
That boss, I hated it so much when I was a kid. That was one of the hardest things.
Yeah, Sonic 1 Proto is a hoax of Sonic 1 Prototype. I am not hoarding a Sonic 1 Prototype and keeping it away from everyone. That would be a very strange thing.
That you know of.
That I know of.
No, that they know of.
BM2Face asks, which games are you playing through?
That's all in the description of the YouTube video. I think I can do them all off the top of my head. I've already played Sonic 1 and Sonic CD. This, of course, is Sonic 2. After this, it'll be Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic 4 Episode 1, Sonic 4 Episode 2, Sonic Adventure, Adventure 2, 06, Unleashed, Colors, Lost World, Generations. I think that's everything.
What about Sonic R?
Well, hopefully, and hopefully Sonic R, yes.
Yeah.
You know, I always think that Sonic Generations is the perfect game to like close out the marathon with. Maybe Sonic R is. Maybe Sonic R would actually be the ultimate Sonic game.
Well, that would be at like, I don't know, probably 6 o'clock in the morning over here, so you wouldn't be able to hear my mellifluous lilt.
Somebody says that if I did have a Sonic 1 prototype, I could make that a Patreon bonus goal, and it would, or a bonus goal, and it would skyrocket. Yeah, so I do actually have a Sonic 1 prototype here. It's never before seen. Who knows what's different about it?
It's actually just
the fact that it's the NES. That might be a big difference.
It's actually just a crudely drawn picture of Sonic on a napkin.
There was a ROM hack like that a while back. Now, actually, if we hit the bonus goal, maybe I'll play some of these random hacks I have. I remember there was one called Splats the Rabbit, I think it was called.
Isn't Splats the Rabbit that old badnik?
Yeah, he is. The one that was...
So there's a hack where you get... There's a hack where you get to play as Splats.
I don't think that's it. I'm probably misremembering, honestly. There's one where, like, Sonic has constantly rotating googly eyes.
Oh, there's the Motobug one.
There's Motobug, of course.
That is so arbitrary.
Do you not know the Motobug one?
No, not the Motobug one, the googly eyes one. That's cracking me up.
Oh, there's worse than that. If you want the arbitrary stuff, you want to be looking at the Thomas and Friends one.
Oh, yes. I do really wish, and I understand why, because Green Hill is such an easy level to edit, but, like, covering the hacking contest the past couple of years, it gets so freaking boring playing through Green Hill over and over and over again.
Okay, I'm sorry, I've just googled Sonic, Thomas and Friends, and I've gotten fan art of Sonic and Thomas the Tank Engine. So, that's a thing that exists.
Yeah, there's Sonic the Very Useful Engine. Have you ever seen that one, Shay? I just hear giggling. What is going on here?
Sonic the Very Useful Engine.
That's what it's called.
Yes, that is 100% real. He did a video on it last year.
Yeah, it's on the classic channel though.
Sorry, I'm having to Google this now. My curiosity's gotten the better of me.
Yeah.
Oh, you won't regret it.
Fuck's actual sake.
I'll tell you what.
I think the chat wants you to post the fan art, by the way.
I have considered making something for the Sonic hacking contest myself, but I always decide against it. Because what I want to do is make a Sonic Generations mod with Caterkillers. But it's too much effort.
That would be a lot of effort, yeah.
If you can't find Kalen to bring him in anyway, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. And I do not know if I'm going to be able to get Kalen back anytime soon.
For real though, why would somebody make this? Why is this a real thing that exists?
Just for you.
Yeah, Vatapega.
I suspect it must.
Vatapega's in the chat here. Were you the one behind Very Useful Engine? I know. I definitely recognize your name from the hacking contest. And I think we we might actually have the designer of that in here. So Shay, you can ask him why would anyone make this.
You owe us an explanation, Vatapega.
Vatapega, you are either my nemesis or my hero. Just now. You know what? Okay, mad respect, mate. I mean, like, I'm really glad that exists, actually.
Yeah, he's saying that he did make it. That is fantastic.
Gotta Go Fast Edition. I don't remember that one.
I think that was the one where the more rings you collected, the faster you went. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that was also the version where it had like this unlockable bonus menu, and you could like choose between different characters, including my favorite was the Saturday AM styled Sonic with the one giant row of spikes on his back.
That reminds me of the opposite hack, where if you collect rings, you go slower.
Yes.
Because he gets really fat.
Which one was that? I want the one up. There we go.
Was that Sonic 2 XL, was it?
Yes,
oh
that's
god,
what it
Sonic
was.
2 XL was brilliant.
That's another one that's just like... Can I just say, I've actually never been up here in Aquatic Ruin.
Yeah, that one up I got a second ago, I did not know it was there, I just happened to cross it.
And then got stuck on the ledge for a second.
Yes. Sonic 2 XL. We should probably explain these hacks as we're talking about them, because not everybody knows. Sonic 2 XL was a hack that changed the rings into onion rings, basically. And so the more of them that Sonic got, the fatter he got. He very quickly, like, it was really, really funny. They changed the sprites and everything, and he eventually just becomes this sort of Gabe Newell-like figure. And if he eats enough,
he moves slower and slower.
Yeah, and he starts like you can't accelerate very quickly. If you already have some speed, then and he gets fat enough, he'll like start rolling around. You can reverse the process by hitting monitors, and they were like carefully placed. It's very, very challenging, and very hilarious.
It's not just monitors. I'm pretty sure just by running you can reverse the process also, if I remember correctly.
You can. It's a little weird though because you have to have enough of an area to run. It is possible to get stuck completely, unfortunately.
Yeah, because he won't make it up loop-de-loops and hills.
Yeah. Frederic says praise Gaben. Oh yes.
I will praise Gaben when Half-Life 3 comes out.
Right, okay, I will say the phrase that you all want me to say. Give us $5. Get $5 in the donation thing, and I will say the Robotnik phrase.
The Robotnik phrase. Yeah, you're referring to what Definitive Dub said with K's rolling R's. The promotion. That line.
It's not the same from you, Josh.
I know. I'm not saying it. That's why I was fine saying it without the $5. Yeah, I actually haven't looked in a little while. Hey, we are in the zone that the Geek Critique logo background comes from.
Yeah, it looks kind of weird with the stars scrolling in the stage and right above it, stars not scrolling on the stream.
Sonic 2 HD remix here. Except instead of widescreen, you get a little banner at the top.
Yeah, advertising. That's what we want in our HD remakes.
Well, it's free to play.
Oh my gosh, imagine if that's what Sonic Runners was. A Sonic 2, but with ads and other free-to-play aspects added.
That would actually be a really good idea for the hacking contest. Like the, I think it's called the Big the Cat Award, like the funniest hack. To like to do just that, to make a Genesis ROM hack that's just as full of like free-to-play style mechanics as possible.
I think my would I be right in saying that there was a Sonic 2 Dimps edition?
Yes, there was. I remember that.
Where it was just speed boosters everywhere.
Did it also break the physics and remove all air momentum?
Yeah, it changed the soundtrack. Like there was actually a really funny video on it. There was the Sonic brand manager, I think was Ken Ballo at the time. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. So there's a parody video of Ben Callow, where he's like, we wanted to remake Sonic 2 with the highest quality instruments that Genesis was capable of, and only those instruments.
Sonic 2 as you truly imagine it.
Yep. We've got a couple of donations coming in. Vodapega says the Big the Cat trophy is for the worst hack. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Pin Louis wants Shay to say everything on this Twitter account. I'm not sure what that is. Hang on a second. I'm gonna update the donation stream. From Damian Hamilton, we've got a $3 PayPal donation. Thank you for that. And from Howard Burrows, we've got a $1.50 PayPal donation. That brings us to $4.50 more. Yeah. So now,
Twitter account.
So, meaning we're only 50 cents away now from hearing Shay talk about a promotion.
That Twitter account is random automated tweets pulled from select lines from Dr. Robotnik from The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Can I just say, for anybody that actually, honest to goodness, did you say it was a... yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Can I just say, for anybody that actually paid to hear me say that line is going to be sorely disappointed. It's going to be a complete waste of money. I'm sorry, but
Let's see, 72, 3, 4, 5, 6, 176.50.
Hey, if you don't like your money, now's the perfect time to donate.
listen, can I just say, by the way, everybody who's ever had money has died. So,
Hey,
you might want to
I'm
get
not
rid
dead.
of that.
I'm not dead.
Well, no, we'll take it off your hands. Free of charge. No problem.
This also puts us, I think, like 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. I think we're like 14.50 away now from Robotnik's Revenge and Sonic R.
Nice.
Nice. And 50 cents away now from the promotion line. I do like you admitting that anybody who donates will be sorely disappointed, though.
Oh, no. I meant if anybody donates for hearing me to say the line.
Oh, I know.
It's going to be... I didn't mean... I'm sorry, I didn't mean with the stream.
Oh, no,
I'm
no, I
sorry.
didn't think you did. That's not what I'm saying. I thought it was amusing. You like
Also,
you undersell yourself, Jay. You're like, oh, Jay says isn't nearly as good as the Geek Critique, but I watch your stuff and I'm like, man, why didn't I think of that?
well, I watch your stuff and I'm like, man, why didn't I think of that? So,
Aw, how sweet.
it's kinda between. I'm gonna.
I miss Scrubs now. Thanks a lot.
I feel that way about everything, to be honest.
You miss everything?
No, I just miss Scrubs about everything.
So everything makes you miss Scrubs. Okay.
It's like I'm at my grandpa's funeral and I'm like, he really loved Scrubs, that guy. He had never seen Scrubs.
It's Kino asks, how many dollars are we away from Sonic Shuffle? I don't really know yet. It depends on a couple of factors.
Several figures away.
Several $1,000s away. I love that little spin dash thing at the beginning of Hilltop Act 2, by the way. Where if you time it just right, you can skip the going up the ramp there. I also need to make sure I don't crash the game right there. Like bouncing from the rock onto the badnik.
Pian Louis asks, can we talk about Madonna and Tiara Bubowski, and how they should have their own game where they explore unused Sonic levels?
Start a petition. Start a petition to get Tiara Bubowski her own 7-part video game series. I'll sign it.
I think that's what we need to save the Sonic series, is Tiara Bubowski back. We should get Yu Suzuki to get up on stage during the Sony conference and announce the Kickstarter.
Oh my god. Yeah, like with Shenmue 3 being a very big success, maybe that'll become Yu Suzuki's thing from now on. Can you imagine
That would be the worst existence, just Kickstarters for other people's stuff.
Can you imagine the backlash, though, in all honesty? I wonder how much of a backlash there would be if Gay Ben got on stage and announced a Kickstarter for Half-Life 3.
There would be riots, for sure.
Ooh, mistimed that one.
Do you ever think that Yu Suzuki goes up to someone and they say, oh, Yu Suzuki, and he says, no, me Suzuki, you Jay.
Shay, I'm glad you're here.
I really hope they add a stretch goal for Shenmue to make an expansion Shenmue 3 and Knuckles.
Let's see. Definitive Dubs asks, why is Sonic your favorite Sonic character? He's blue, and my favorite color is blue. So, of course, the reason my favorite color is blue is because of Sonic primarily. So, it's kind of one of those time paradox things, except with favoritism. That's my answer to that.
Oh yeah. No, sorry. I was going to say about the whole Tiara Bubowski thing. I was going to say yes, Pian Louis, didn't you once do a fan art of that? And evidently you did. So I remembered rightly. But shit, I was going to say something about what you were talking about before I rudely interrupted. So,
I was talking about why Sonic is my favorite Sonic character.
Because
oh yeah, I think that's a legit reason as any, to be honest. Like, I think Sonic's probably my favorite Sonic character because he's the only one that's like. Well, to be honest, I think he has the coolest superpowers, but he's also like the only one that's really had enough of a presence for me.
Right.
It's like I can't really get too, as much as I really like Knuckles, I can't really get too excited about him considering he's basically done nothing since 1994.
So then you don't care for Mighty either, then, right?
I like Mighty when he appears. It's just like he needs to do something other than just kind of. Well, he needs to do something at all in the first place, I suppose.
Okay, no, I guess
Definitive Dubs is running.
Go ahead.
Definitive Dubs is running a straw poll now. Will he fall in the pit? 5 yes, 0 no.
Wow, you guys don't have a whole lot of confidence in me.
Yeah, if you were playing the Android version, you would.
Yeah, I would purposely fall in the pit then. Oh, was that not brilliant, by the way?
Oh,
It was kind of obvious.
If you don't know what we're talking about, in the Taxman and Stealth mobile version of Sonic 2, if you fall into the pit here in Mystic Cave, you end up in Hidden Palace Zone, and that's how you get to it.
You should show people what pit you're talking about in case anyone doesn't know. Maybe jump into it.
I don't think I'm going to get to it, actually. I think the path I usually take through this level bypasses it entirely.
Here's my question. What's mystic about this cave?
It's got magic spikes that move on their own.
You know what, touche.
And those parts where the wall rises and tries to like punch you. Walls aren't supposed to do that.
Did they not do that in America?
Shay, does anybody ever come up to you and when you say touche and go, no, you're one Shay?
I'm using that.
That's pretty much the same as the Mi Suzuki joke, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what inspired it. It's a callback.
It's a running gag, I think. Is it? I don't know.
Okay, if you want a more
It will be.
If you want a more serious answer, I saw the guy who asked me why Sonic is my favorite Sonic character. Be like, oh, I thought it was his personality or something. No, I guess if you want a more serious answer, yeah, it is his personality, I suppose. And like Shay said, he has the coolest superpower. I like the design of the character, but like we were saying earlier, when people talk about how Sonic has like a shitty or annoying personality, like. Maybe the reason I take a little bit of an insult to that is because I'm like, but that's the character I modeled my personality on. I feel like I don't know. I mean, being a Sonic fan for as long as I have been, and getting into the series as young as I did, like I really did take a lot of life lessons, I suppose, from the character and his attitude and his depiction, especially pre-adventure. So
yeah,
go ahead.
I took a lot of I modelled a lot of myself after STC Sonic, which is why I'm a rampant misogynist.
Yeah, I'm. My personality is also based on Sonic. That's why I've eaten hundreds of hot dogs this morning.
No, I don't understand when confidence became an illegitimate character trait.
Yeah.
I understand what people are saying when he's sitting there like, oh yeah, got a speed, kid. I understand why people are like, no, that's annoying. But like, I understand why people say that's a product of the 90s. But when he's just sitting there waving his finger, I'm kind of sitting there thinking to myself, that's not really overbearing.
Right.
You know, I think part of it is that when people think of Sonic, they don't just think of Sonic games or Sonic TV shows. They also think of Sonic advertising. And TV commercials for everything Sonic related frequently have been more overbearing than the products they were advertising.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, especially if you don't play Sonic, and if you never read the comics, and if you never watched any of the cartoons, that's where all your familiarity with the character is going to be.
Yeah, and also, I mean, people always think, and this is also a product of the advertising, you know, gotta go fast has become such a meme that's so closely associated with the Sonic series. And, like, even to the point where Sega, I thought I was gonna do the physics glitch. Inadvertently. To the point that, like, even a lot of the game design has been very, very focused on having to go fast. But, like, there's more to these. There's a lot more to these games than just gotta go fast. It's not hold right to win zone, and it never was.
I'm going to come out and say it. I think Sonic is a lot more sophisticated than Mario. Like, in terms of gameplay, exclusively, in the 2D games. Because, like, this is the thing, is that, like, Mario is a game designed to just kind of be blasted through.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to just get through it once and then kind of, like, not touch it again for ages. Whereas Sonic is a game designed to be played again and again and again to kind of like discover the subtleties and nuances of it. So although he had this very too cool for school, shallow image, I actually find him a lot more... I find he has a lot more substance to back up that style than Mario does.
Shay, that was awesome. Until you kind of trailed off, like, near the end there, I was like, I am listening to a live episode of Sonic Spitball. This is great.
I think that depends on which Mario game you're looking at, though. Because, like, if you look at Mario 1, yes, absolutely, 100% true. But Super Mario World, it did have a lot of nuance, less in the mechanics themselves and more in the level design.
That's true. But Mario 1, it is a little bit unfair, I feel, to compare, like, the 16-bit Sonic games to Mario 1. Because Mario 1 was such a like, set the standard for this entire genre, so... Of course it's going to be less sophisticated.
In Super Mario World, you got levels like my favorite stage, Vanilla Dome 2. That's the one where there's like this puzzle you have to solve with P-switches to get into the secret area where the key and keyhole are for the secret exit. That is one of the cleverest things I've seen in the level design of any video game. And... you know, you don't see level design like that in Sonic. Sonic's cleverness is in its mechanics, but I think Mario tends to do that same thing with levels.
That's very true, actually.
I should say Mario used to. New Super Mario Brothers doesn't try.
Well, New Super Mario Brothers still has, like, secret exits and whatnot. I rarely go out of my way to find them too much, but but I know they are there.
But they're never like... Is Vanilla Dome 2 the one where you fly under the bridge?
No, that's Cheese
That's one of the Butter Bridge levels, yeah.
Which one's Vanilla Dome 2?
That's one of the cave levels, where there's water, and what you have to do is you have to grab a P-switch, run past some coins so that they don't log up, and then activate the P-switch to get into a hidden area that's like right buried, nested in the middle of the level.
Yes, no, I do remember that. Yeah. No, you know what? Yeah, I'll agree with you there. That's like Mario does. I think the reason that I say that Sonic is more sophisticated is because that is more cerebral than like. It's more about using your brain than using kind of a good game feel, if you see what I mean. A good feel for the game, that is. But yeah, no, I'll agree with that. I stand corrected.
BM2 Face says it's time for 3x of cheap enemy placement, terrible enemy placement, and amazing music. Oh god, I need to pay attention. By the way, I think if I'm counting my deaths, I think I've died twice so far. I think.
Yeah, you've died twice.
Yeah. Yeah, because I fell in the pit in Sonic CD, and I died in Marble Zone in Sonic 1.
So far, no deaths in Sonic 2. We'll see if that sticks around when you get to Metropolis Act 3 or Death Egg.
Yeah, Death Egg is the one that I'd be worried about more than anything. We are reaching the Sonic games that I like. 1 and CD I've played exponentially less than 2 and 3.
Can I? Sorry, to respond to Rib Shark, who said, "I swear all the bandits all look like Pokemon in this zone." I've never noticed that, but that is really true.
It's funny. I always enjoy hearing like people like Shay a second ago. You were like, "What's mystic about this cave?" Like, and I know you've been playing these games forever too, but I see that mostly from people who haven't grown up with them. There's so much about the Sonic series that because I'm so familiar with it, I never think about it like that.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like the whole Mystic Cave thing, definitely not a real complaint. That's it's a bloody fine name for a level. It's better than normal cave zones. But and for the record, I do like Vanilla and Trubbish, so I am wrong in a lot of ways, I think.
So when are we gonna see a ROM hack with normal cave zone? No enemies, no moving spikes, no moving walls.
Well, it would just be dark, wouldn't it?
Yeah, unless you bring a flashlight.
Yeah.
Just the first level of the first level of the game is called Just a Hill Zone. Just a hill. Yeah, there was Bright Spark asks, wasn't one of the scrapped Sonic 2 levels called Genocide City Zone or something?
Yes.
That's true, but that was a Japanese thing. That like they didn't know what genocide meant.
They just thought it sounded cool, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And apparently they were going to call it Cyber City over here, which is a much more acceptable name.
Well, keeping in mind that in 1992 the internet wasn't a thing, now Cyber City might sound like hey, age, sex, location.
Oh, I want to go to that city.
The most recent Loot Crate was cyber themed, and it's mostly like cybernetic stuff, like Terminator and stuff.
Oh yeah,
so I don't think the old meaning is gone yet.
It's not gone, but it is definitely not what it used to be. Oh god, I've fallen in the lava here. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm dead. Sorry, I guess you guys will see what I'm talking about in a second.
It's Kino has just created a petition on change.org. Says Sonic Shuffle is the greatest Sonic game ever made. The fact that the TGC has not given a proper goal for playing Shuffle is a travesty. Play it on stream. It's got 1 supporter so far.
Well, if you...
My only experience playing Sonic Shuffle was I went to a party down in England, basically. It's just one big place, England. And
yeah, I know.
And my... So I was there with Adam Tuff, the guy that runs the T-Bird from the Sonic Stadium.
Right.
And basically it was me and him, because there were 8 of us, and we're all playing Sonic Shuffle while drinking Chaos Emerald shots, no joke. We were playing Sonic Shuffle, and there was one mini game where it was 3 people had to chase one person around in like a UFO thing was keeping them together.
Yep.
And just I remember playing that, and for some reason I was really good at that game. And so the only memory I have of Sonic Shuffle is playing as Knuckles and watching 3 drunk men start screaming at me because I was Knuckles just running around away from people.
Okay, but I have a very important question. What is a Chaos Emerald shot?
That is a very important question.
Oh, right, okay, so basically you get shots of vodka or alcohol, and then you pour certain other drinks like lime in it for the green one, and I don't know, blue in it for the blue one.
Oh, okay.
You know, just
they make blue Kool-Aid.
Blue Kool-Aid, and like if for the I don't know, for the grey one, just toilet duck or something. And then Yeah, and then that's it, and then you drink them. We also had a Master Emerald shot, which was bigger, and I drank that one, and it wasn't very nice.
Maybe if this stream lasts long enough, we'll enter the SSSS stream after dark. And we can start having some of these shots.
Shots.
Well, we need to go out to the shop, which is... Oh yeah, no, of course, because this is 20 to 10 in the evening for me.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I totally forgot that it was not nighttime where you are.
No, it's only 1:30 in the afternoon for me.
Meaning it's 4:30 in the afternoon for me. Well, I mean, if your change.org petition works and I do end up playing Sonic Shuffle, I'm gonna need shots, so... That's some incentive. As far as the chat room goes, I mean, I know earlier you guys were asking quite a lot of questions, so if you want to ask me, or I guess all three of us, anything in particular, generally, I guess you should probably keep it somewhat Sonic-related or gaming-related, but...
Classic Sonic, I have a question for you now. What is a blue Hawaii?
It's where you go to Hawaii and hold your breath.
Oh, of course.
Well, I didn't die. Well, I shouldn't talk too quickly. I haven't beaten it yet, but I died in Metropolis Act 2. Oddly enough.
Which act is it that has the lower route where it's really easy to get crushed? Is that 3?
I'm really not sure. I generally play through. I don't think too hard about which path I'm taking, basically, anymore.
The path where it's easy to get crushed is the entirety of Sonic Advance 3.
Of course, that's it.
Ah, Sonic Advance 3. I could not stand that game.
I'm glad I'm not alone in that, then.
No joke, I liked Sonic Advance 2 better.
I'm glad I'm not alone in that, then.
Advance 2.
Yeah.
And I know it's very hold right to win, but if you don't hold right to win, it's actually quite fun.
Thing about Sonic Advance 3 that ruins it for me is those hub stages. I feel like they're wasting my time with long areas that are not challenging and aren't fun and aren't interesting. They're just wander around and look for stuff.
So you're not a fan of...
Yeah.
You're not looking forward to the eventually upcoming Sonic 1 Extended Edition, then?
I don't know anything about that.
It's a hack of Sonic 1. You know the guy on Sonic Retro who has, like, the big signature with Sonic running from a giant caterpillar?
I think so.
He's the one who does that, but it hasn't had an update since, like, 2007. But that's sort of the premise of it. It's Sonic 1 with, like, Sonic Advance 3 style hub stages.
Oh.
No.
But, like...
Hub stages, they just get in the way of the game. They don't really add anything, you know?
In most cases, I feel like that's true, but the thing that always comes to mind is Super Mario 64.
In Super Mario 64, it added something, because in Super Mario 64, there was stuff to do in the hub stages.
Exactly.
You had characters to talk to who would give you stars. You had a safe place to practice a fairly complex moveset. And most importantly, it was really easy to navigate. The hub stages in a 2D Sonic game, I feel like are a pain in the ass because they tend to be so vertical with lots of drops.
Yeah, no, the hub world in Advance 3 it can just chew my nads. It is rubbish. But I will say I do quite like the one in Adventure. I think it lends the world quite a lot of cohesiveness.
Shay, if I can make a request, can you say what you said on Twitter when we found out that Shenmue 3 was happening?
Only if you donate $10 to the stream.
Wait, I have to donate $10 to the stream?
What, pitched my frillies?
Yeah, he said, I think I pitched me for these. And I sat there and laughed about that and laughed at that for like 45 straight seconds.
I don't know, that's just a thing we say over here, I think.
I've never heard of it.
That's not something I've ever heard.
The other one is instead of dropping a deuce or going to the toilet, we say, I'm off to drop a right porcelain smasher.
A right porcelain smasher, huh?
It just doesn't sound the same when you say it. It just doesn't sound as cool when you say it like that, Gopar. A right porcelain smasher.
There's gotta be another way to say it. Anything can sound cool if you say it right.
A right porcelain smasher.
See, I thought you were about to do it in Sonic's voice there, like, wow, a right porcelain smasher.
A right porcelain smasher.
I pitched me frillies. Elise!
My sewer unplugged with crud and sludge. Speaking of which, was I supposed to do that? Was I supposed to do the line?
What line? Oh yeah, let's pick on that. Let me jump off the plane here. By the way,
we were what, 50 cents away? Patreon hasn't gone up, so.
By the way, did anybody else die when they first got to Wing Fortress right there?
Stream hasn't quite caught up to you yet.
At the beginning of Wing Fortress when you get shot down.
Oh, yep. Not the first time I played, not the 50th time I played, but I actually did that a couple of weeks ago.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that I was supposed to jump off first. Okay, by the way, this is a pretty big one. Corey Buttel, I'm not sure how you pronounce the last name, but in any case, Corey has donated $20 US.
Nice.
Very nice.
Hey, that puts us above a couple of goals, doesn't it?
Yeah, let me see if we can figure it out.
That's enough for Shay to say the thing.
That's enough to play Sonic R and Robotnik's Revenge. So that is fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you, Corey.
I'll have to give Corey Brutel a promotion.
Oh my god, that was cool. Wow. I really enjoyed that.
Well, I hope that was worth it. I hope that was worth $20 US.
Personally, based on the amount of crappy games in my Steam account, many of which I've never played, if I were to donate $20 for that, it would be a better use of my money than what I usually use my money for.
Given how many R's were in there, like, if you figure it was costing like 50 cents per R, that still wasn't enough.
Well, I do like to, value for money. There was a 2-for-1 sale on ours down at Toys R Us.
Shay, I am going to be so sad when you go to bed.
You broke the commentary, dude.
Oh, man.
Oh, is that what you're supposed to do? Knock down the extra life.
What's that?
You knocked down that extra life.
Oh, yeah.
I've never done that before. Never even thought of it.
Yeah, and then I couldn't quite hear if it did it in this case, but when you then spin dash through the extra life and the speed up at the same time, like the for whatever reason the music slows down when you do that.
Weird.
We're almost to one of my favorite parts of Sonic 2. That being the non-functional conveyor belt. It's animated, but it doesn't move you.
See, I actually never thought to go left after that fan at the beginning of Wing Fortress, so that is entirely new to me. I need to play this game again.
What do you mean? Like you just you would like get hit by the fan and then just jump through it and take the big shortcut?
No, the fan that made you go up and then you went left to get the extra life.
Right. Oh,
I never thought to go left there.
Yeah, Bright Spark says he has a lot of games he doesn't enjoy on his account, but to his defense, 95% of those were from Humble Bundles.
Yeah, I bought like the id
that's...
Software pack a few years ago. Like, not a few years, a long time ago at this point. It was like $35 for that many games, and, you know, Steam was relatively new back then compared to what it is now. I'm like, that's a hell of a deal. But, you know, it's like Quake and Duke Nukem 3D and all kinds of stuff like that, and I've barely played any of them.
Yeah, it's funny how much a hell of a deal becomes less of a deal when you realize it's a deal for stuff you didn't actually want in the first place.
Yeah. Frederic says, but what if Knuckles' glide lands on the conveyor belt? I made that joke in the Sonic 3 Geek Critique, but I'm not sure how many people got it. I'm not sure how many people remember that. Steel and Bread says, yo, TGC, what's up, dude? That's actually somebody I know in real life, and so is Doc Jihad. I saw him here earlier. He asked, what game is this? And this is Sonic 2.
It's not even Sonic Classic Heroes.
I could have played that.
It has all the stages.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know what? Can you even play Sonic alone in that?
Yeah, you can.
I don't think it qualifies. Oh, okay, never mind then.
Isn't that just Sonic 2 then?
Well, no, it's Sonic 1 and 2 together. But you also, like, you play as Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles all at once.
And it has 13 emeralds.
No, sorry. I mean, if you could do it, if you only play as Sonic alone in Sonic Classic Heroes.
Oh yeah.
Or
I
you just unless you just don't switch to Tails and Knuckles ever.
Oh.
Well, then you'd still have
yeah,
like the Sonic 3 shields and physics. I think those would both still be in there.
I need to play this game as well. I'm not. I don't usually keep up with like the Sonic fan games. I know kind of some of the more famous ones.
Right.
Rib Shark asks, are you going to play Sonic's or Knuckles' story in Sonic 3? Sonic's?
Yeah, Sonic's.
This is a Sonic's thing.
Hey! There we go. Okay, so far I have died one time apiece in each game I've played. So for a total of 3 deaths. Rib Shark, to your question, if I'm going to play Sonic or Knuckles story, yeah, obviously I'm going to play Sonic's, because the point of this is to only play all the Sonic games as Sonic. But I have thought that, like, if this stream is successful, and I don't mean, like, monetarily successful, but if people, like, consider it entertaining and people would like to see more stuff like it, that what I could do is, do, like, maybe a Tails marathon that follows the same format on November 24th, and then I could do, like, a Knuckles marathon on October 18th. Probably not both of those this year, because that would be very close together, but just to sort of celebrate those characters as well.
To answer Fredric's question, why is he ending in black and white? It's you know, you got to look at Tails in grayscale with his tiny mate.
Oh, I figured they just ran out of budget for the color. It's right at the end of the game.
Sonic's gone all yellow and he's fallen down.
So I have a question. On November 14th, are you going to consider doing a stream of Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis?
I'll consider that, sure.
It's that game's 10th anniversary is next year.
Well, that's a cause for celebration.
Well, we're 10 years removed from that.
Retro64Z asks how much of Sonic Adventure I'm going to play. The levels where you play as Sonic. Those. And
Was that...
I may also do, because that will tend to be pretty quick, so I may also do like the boss rush or some of the mini games or something like that. But let's see.
Sorry, can I just say I do actually, like, I agree with Pian Louis in that the the actual pop versions of the Sonic 2 ending theme. I do genuinely love them. They are just so weird.
I really like the original Dreams Come True version of this, the album one.
I like it too.
Yeah.
When you say the pop version, are you talking about the one that was like at the end of the ending theme of Sonic 06?
That's what Ken Louis saying.
Right. Yeah, the Akon one. I see.
No, I meant the Dreams Come True one. I actually didn't know that Akon did a version for Sonic 06.
Yeah.
That's all. That's
The
totally
Sonic
my list.
06 version is weird.
It is weird. It's not bad weird, I don't think, though. Brightspark asks if we prefer Marble Zone or Bridge Zone. Like, is that even a question? Like, it's Bridge Zone, of course.
Listen, one of them goes ba-ba-bum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba, and the other one goes do 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 do.
It's hard to stay in sync while singing when our Skypes are like a couple of seconds delayed from each other.
It's gives it layers. It gives it reverb.
Yeah, it's got to be even worse for the people watching the stream.
Don't worry, Sonic, you're not missing out too much. We're moving on to the far superior Sonic 3 soon. Oh, but you gotta do Robotnik's Revenge and Sonic R first, huh?
Yes, we do. So since we...
Can you guess why Sonic R is my favorite Sonic game?
Because everybody's supersonic racing, even though only Sonic can move at supersonic speeds, and why does that... Those lyrics don't make sense.
Again, that's one of those things that I never really thought about. Alright, since...
I thought he was just this... Sorry, I keep talking over you.
It's alright. It's alright. It's going to happen with multiple people on. Since we were talking so much during the Sonic 2 playthrough about hacks and stuff, I guess I will briefly show off some of those. This is Sonic Classic Heroes that we were talking about. You can play as both Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, or you can play as the Chaotix. This menu is a little bit strange. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, you can play as SBO, Charmy, and Vector, but not Mighty, because screw him.
I never understood that. Why would you not make the power character Mighty?
That's a good point, you know?
Because he may be mighty in name, but he's actually just mighty weak.
You sure showed him.
It's like an ironic name, like... I don't know, I was trying to think of an ironic name in Sonic, but now I can't think of one.
I don't know, Charmy the Bee? Bees aren't charming.
Maybe
You're
he
spot-on.
specifically is, though. But yeah, so you can swap between the characters freely.
Has anyone considered the possibility that Charmy Bee may be a right lady killer?
Oh, maybe. You know what's my favorite thing about Sonic Classic Heroes? Is that Knuckles doesn't have that stupid triangle jump thing. That was my least favorite part of Sonic Heroes, and I am glad that didn't get ported to this.
This is one of my favorite parts of Sonic Classic Heroes, this right here. The all three super characters at once. Or Hyper in this case, actually. This is actually very, very impressive for the Genesis. That they were able to get like three player characters running at the same time like this.
I was thinking to myself, is that emulated?
This is running on an emulator, yeah, but as far as I know, it runs on hardware as well. I did see Sonic Man EXE asks if he missed Shay saying promotion. If it's okay, you might say that again, just for the people who missed it earlier.
I might, but you have to donate 10. No, I'm I'll say it as a surprise.
Okay.
At some point, you'll never know when to expect it.
Okay, I look forward to it.
I'll have to give myself a promotion.
God.
A surprise, and then right away.
Well, that's why it was surprising.
Yeah.
I will grant you that.
Nick is saying it looks like you can get through here with a triangle jump. And then Brightspark is talking about this looks like a homing shot. No, that's Generations though. That's Generations that did that. Nick is look at all these Eggman's robots.
I how did I not put the homing shot thing in there when I was talking about voice acting?
Or like, get a load of this.
Get a load of this.
Get a load of. Get a load of.
this.
Let's see any others that we want to see.
No, my favorite Sonic Adventure 1 voice acting moment is when Sonic and Knuckles are fighting, and every time he gets hit, he's like, "Oh no!" Like, most fake stiff acting in the whole game.
Oh no.
My favorite line from Sonic Adventure has to be there's one line where Eggman just goes completely like death metal and goes, "You fool, away before I make mincemeat out of you." And
It's such a weirdly dark line there.
It is. It's
Alright, this is Robotnik's Revenge. This is the first of the 2 bonuses for hitting $25 during Sonic 2. And this is just
this is
a boss rush of
Robotnik's
everything in Sonic 1 and 2.
Revenge.
He's going to try to make mincemeat out of me. Let's see you make it through
So-
here, Sonic.
If people donate during the bonus games, does that count toward Sonic 3 bonuses?
Yeah, that'll just count toward the next one.
Okay.
And for that,
You know what they say, the more the merrier.
and for Sonic 3, I'll just go ahead and make it $25 again.
Okay.
Can I just say, for the Sonic R, I will be massively out of sync.
That's true. That may be an issue.
You could rap it instead of singing it.
That's always an option.
Speaking of rap, actually, no, I tell a lie. The funniest line in Sonic Adventure is "Knock knock, it's Knuckles." Because, like, I just want to imagine what kind of situation it is that sentence is said. It's like, "Oh, this is a sick party, bro, but you forgot the beer. Oh, don't worry, I've got a friend coming, and who's got it?" It's like, "Knock knock, who's that at the door?" No hesitation, it's Knuckles. He
But
knows it's
Knuckles
Knuckles.
can't knock on a door, because if he does, he'll break through it.
Of course, because his spike goes through boulders. That's why he stays a loner. He was born by himself. He don't need a pause. He gets on by himself. Adversaries get shelved.
My game is frozen for some reason, by the way.
It was my sick flow.
It was. The game could not hold up to it. I guess I'll just try restarting. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Classic Sonic wants to know if he can also sing the Sonic R songs. You're certainly welcome to do it too, but I do want like Shay deserves the spotlight here. I feel at least once, to solely take on the mantle of singing the Sonic R theme songs.
I certainly do not. That is a lie.
See, and I don't know the songs well enough to sing them, so I have an out.
I do know the songs well enough, and I'll be happy to sing them as well if that's what you guys really want me to do. Maybe I'll just play through Sonic R twice. Shay can sing it once, I'll sing it once. But
The one I'm interested in is Regal Ruin. Personally, that's my jam.
right. By the way, Shay, until you pointed it out, I had never thought about just how funny the line "Knock knock, it's Knuckles" really is. Because he's not like I'm imagining Knuckles just knocking on a door. Now,
Like, I just imagine it like. I just imagine there being no hesitate, because it's not like knock knock, who's there? It's Knuckles. It's knock knock, it's Knuckles. You know who the fuck it is. You know what time it is.
I imagine it like a knock knock joke, like something edgy in a 90s cartoon. Knock knock, who's there? It's Knuckles. Knuckles who? Knuckles sandwich, and then he punches you in the face.
Or maybe just that Knuckles doesn't understand the concept of a joke. It says knock knock, who's there? Knuckles.
okay, I'm consistently walking up it and Robotnik's Revenge in the same spot repeatedly, so I do promise we'll come back to this, and I'll figure it out later.
It's not a glitch, it's one of Robotnik's deadly traps.
That's it.
Right, before we get to Sonic R, do you mind if I nip off for a drink and a bathroom break?
Absolutely, go ahead. I think it's good. I think it's a good time for a break in general. Not a long one, just like 3-5 minutes or so.
Right, no
That's
problem. I'll be back
I can
presently.
keep Hot Pocket.
In the meantime, I'll see if I can figure out what's been going wrong with Robotnik's Revenge. Oh no! Wow, Shay beat Nick to the Robotnik's deadly trap joke. Apparently, it happened at the same time. Definitive Dubs wants to know if I've played Robotnik Hates Furries. Yeah, I've beaten that entire game twice. The ending is something special, I'll tell you that. Nick wants intermission music. Let's see what I can do here. Always the best choice. I think you guys might be able to hear this. Let me know if you can't.
Can I just say, by the way, I'm so glad you got that Sonic 2 joke. The end credits theme.
Oh yeah, I did not. I don't hesitate to make that joke every single time I get to that section. Like back before the Geek Critique was in its sort of current form, back when we were doing Let's Plays, we played through Taxman and Cell's version of Sonic 2, and every time I get there, I'm like, look at Tails in grayscale with his tiny mates. He looks quite concerned, and now he's getting his plane out as well, look.
Watch my stuff plugs while I'm gone. I don't know why I find that every time somebody says, like, Sonic 2, just the name of the game, Sonic 2, subconsciously in my head it goes, Sonic 2, boom, boom.
Let's see, my game auto detect isn't picking this up, but maybe this will work. I've added static.
Oh good, I'm not back late.
The most bizarre thing about Nico CW is that we used to some occasionally chat while we followed the same Let's Player who was Slowflake on YouTube, and then he got really popular with his Sonic remixes, and I'm like, that's weird.
What, that you knew him and then he got really popular?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know him well or anything, but I was like, I was watching some of his stuff before. Not to be a massive hipster about it, not to be like, oh, I knew Nico CW.
Before he was cool, right?
Everyone gets to know one famous person, whether it's real life famous or internet famous, before they're famous. And it's just normal. I went to school with this guy. I was in a public speaking class with him in college, and he did a speech on freestyle rap. And he forgot his boombox at home, so he needed someone to beatbox for him. And I did that. And now he is a recurring character on the Disney Channel show Jessie. So
I thought for sure that story was going to end with, like, that man's name, Albert Einstein.
That man's name was Kanye West.
I don't know. I know it's on like a much smaller scale, but I do still see people who are like, I've been watching you since you were making those Let's Plays with Kalen. And I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Do you ever get, and this is going to sound like a hashtag humble brag, but do you ever get, like, if you make a comment on another video, do you ever get recognized?
Not super often, but it has happened, yeah.
It happened to me once, where I commented on a video. Oh, it was something to do with. Oh yeah, that was it. It was a Metroid remix that I really liked, and then somebody says, "Oh, I found the guy that loves Metroid more than life itself," and I'm thinking, that is so weird.
Yeah, early on, like when I first started making like actual good videos that I worked hard on instead of just Let's Plays. Early on, like, people would comment sometimes, like, "Oh my gosh!" I would respond to my own comments, that is my own comment section, and people would be surprised by that. They'd be like, "Oh, thank you for responding." Like, not many times you find a video creator who actually responds, and nobody says that anymore. I think people are just used to the fact that I'm going to do that for for as long as I can.
Well, and a lot of them are coming from like bigger channels. It's like,
yeah,
of course, as a general rule, the Game Grumps aren't going to respond to your comment because they get way too many to respond to.
Exactly, and I recognize that at some point, knock on wood, I will hopefully eventually get to that level too. But I don't know. I think there's a lot that I didn't expect to enjoy about having a channel of like about the size that I have now. And the big thing is like that community aspect, the fact that it's not so big that you don't get like the trolley comments or the trash posts or anything like that. Like I feel like some genuinely good and enjoyable and fun discussion goes on in the comment sections, and there's not a whole lot of YouTube channels that you can say that about.
Oh, and the great thing is, since you do have time to respond to pretty much everyone because of the amount of comments is just right, it means that if you don't respond to someone, they can tell you're ignoring them on purpose.
Or that I just don't have anything in particular to say to that. That's the case sometimes too. Like, typically in those cases, I will just hit the like button, the thumbs up button on it, and call that good.
I kind of try and restrict my comments, not necessarily to stuff I disagree with, but stuff that's kind of misinterpreted my argument.
Right.
I try and like clarify those, but everything else is kind of like, well, I'm never going to, like, if you've watched the video and you still disagree, that's totally 100% fine. There's nothing more I can really add to that, I don't think. But I got a comment saying something like, I can't remember what it was. It was something like, "Oh yeah, I find it strange that you compliment Sonic the comic so much." When that really wasn't my intent. I didn't intend to try and be like, "Oh yeah, Sonic the comic does everything so much better," because it really doesn't.
I did notice that though. I mean, just especially in Spitball Part 2, I think. like, Sonic the Comic did come up a lot. But, I mean, that makes sense. That's sort of what informed your idea of the character. And since the story and aesthetic is what you were critiquing in that case, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah, I tried to use it where it was relevant to something in the games rather than just for its own sake, because I tried to avoid like talking too much about the comics or cartoons because I'd be there all day.
Right.
I tried to give some love to Archie as well because like, I actually quite like Archie under Ian Flynn.
Yeah, like if I was going to make a similar video about Sonic's story and aesthetic, I'm sure I would bring up like Saturday AM quite a bit.
The thing is, with stuff like that, it's good to have biases in your videos. It's impossible to make a good unbiased video because it'll come across as lifeless and robotic. Mm-hmm. The trick is to just make sure your biases are known and obvious, and that you're not trying to hide it and pretend not to have any biases.
Right, I totally agree with that. And I noticed, like, there's some videos that I make that are more personal than others, I guess. Like the example, I think I've said this before, so some of you may have heard of this, but, like, Donkey Kong Country. That video, like, is, I feel, one of the more impersonal videos I've done. Like, I don't talk about my own experiences with the game all that much. A lot of it's about the history of Rare. Not saying I don't do it at all, but it's not really the focus. And then Donkey Kong Country 2, I get pretty personal at the end there with Donkey Kong Country 2 made me feel things, man, and talking about those stories. And then Country 3, because I have such a critical opinion of it, I guess, I did put a lot more of myself in that one. Talking about how much I didn't like Kiddy Kong and saying that a lot of my problems with the game stem from my own preferences of what I want out of a video game. So I do think it's interesting how, depending on the subject, things become more... like, the level of... I guess... Sorry, it's funny that I didn't trail off during that whole rant, but when I was no longer fighting the boss, that's when I trailed off. That's when I lost my train of thought, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, the thing is, though, the best moment, in my opinion, in your Donkey Kong Country 3 video came from the existence of your own personal biases. The part where you say, and then I accidentally turned the game off.
Yeah.
I laughed at that. I laughed hard. And that would not have come if you were trying to be completely, perfectly objective.
My policy is that there's no such thing as objectivity. You can be as well reasoned as you like, but you're never going to present like indisputable truth, I don't think. Unless it's something like the grass is green or something.
Right.
Yeah, objective facts lead to subjective opinions. That's how it goes. There's probably someone out there who thought Disaster Movie was a good movie. And, I mean, I disagree as wholeheartedly as possible, but I can't disagree with the fact that they thought it. They did think that.
Is there anybody who thinks that Sonic 1 GBA is is the definitive version to play that game?
Well, you know, it has Spin Dash and the original doesn't, so obviously it's technically
and remixed
superior.
Music. Don't forget about that.
And saving.
I think you can have like, you know, I think there's no such thing as objectivity, but I think at the same time your opinions can just be wrong. It's like, yeah, no, I think there's some things that are voiced that I'm just like, you're going to have a very hard time justifying that, and that's one of them.
The thing is, some opinions are wrong because they are based on wrong information. And, you know, if I say I like Sonic 2 better than Sonic 3 and Knuckles because Sonic 2 has more stages, that is simply wrong. The reason for it is wrong, so the opinion is wrong by default.
That's true, yeah.
Indeed.
I was about to try and make things complicated by saying, but what if you take Sonic 3 out of Sonic and Knuckles? But no.
Well, then Sonic 3 has like 6 zones, and Sonic 2 has like 11-ish. I didn't S-rank it. I often do. Oh well, that's okay.
Oh my gosh. Ribshark says, I have a friend whose only experience of classic Sonic is Sonic GBA, and he's very happy playing it rather than other versions.
Well, you see that. I guess that sort of proves the point. Then there is no such thing as an objective opinion on this stuff.
Also, can I just say, going back to a much earlier topic of conversation, I flippin' hate Kiddy Kong's design. As somebody that only came into the series with returns, that is awful.
You're not alone. I don't like Kiddy Kong either. Josh hella doesn't like Kiddy Kong.
Nope.
Judging by his video.
No. That's one of those things that people are like, well, you sort of exaggerated that for comedy's sake. No, not really. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, while we were on break earlier, I got from Garner Newton. Thank you, Garner Newton, for your donation of 20 cents.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, every little bit helps.
Enough to pay for the PayPal fee.
What's that?
That's almost enough to pay for the PayPal fee.
Exactly. Well, he's covered that for us. That's good. That puts us at 196.70. Yeah.
Also, Classic Sonic 412 asks, so for everyone here, also, can I just say, it's Scottish, not Irish, how dare you? Actually, to be honest, I love the Irish accent, so I'm not offended by that at all. It was, yeah, so for everyone here, what is your favourite Smash Bros. Character? Mine's is both Roy and Robin.
I've said it before in my videos. My main since Brawl has been Sonic, and Sonic could have been nerfed all to hell in Smash 4, and he still would have been my main, just because he's Sonic. Although recently, I've picked up sort of a secondary main in Ryu. Really, really, really like the way they did Ryu.
I still haven't played as Ryu. I think I didn't get the DLC because it's £8 million in Europe.
Wow.
And I'm protesting it out of principle, but I think my main, surprise, surprise, is Samus still, but I really love Shulk. I've been playing a lot of Shulk.
For me, my mains were Wolf and Ice Climbers.
Oh, no.
So,
Oh.
yeah, I'm serious. So I've had to
Oh, no.
kind of rethink that. My main in Smash 4 is probably either Pikachu or Mario. Although I do like playing Ganondorf a lot also.
Definitive Dub says that the audio was missing for Robotnik's Revenge. Yeah, I know it was. I think that was running in Kega Fusion, and I think the audio was just disabled entirely. I have the audio turned down pretty low to avoid echoes, but it should be fine in everything else. Throughout the Smash series, my main in 64 was either Pikachu or Kirby, but probably Pikachu. In Melee, it was Marth, and ever since it's been Sonic.
Honestly, though, I try not to have a main. I try to play all the characters pretty evenly. In fact, I love doing randoms just so I can make sure I practice with characters I otherwise wouldn't use. The only thing is, I don't like any of the sword users.
But there are so many of them to choose from.
What?
And
Yeah,
I
no,
don't just mean the pretty anime swordsman like you said in your video. I don't like Link or Toon Link. I don't like anyone who has any sort of sword or stick type weapon at all because I just cannot get the feel for them. I'm so much better with people who attack physically with punches, who attack directly.
Sorry, which one's that one in Smash 4 again? He's anime styled and he's got a sword. Which one's that again?
Fang Sniper wants to know what everyone's favorite Kong is. For me, I'd give it to Diddy.
Has to be Diddy.
I'm gonna go with Donkey.
Fair enough. I like how none of us are, like, explaining ourselves here. Just Diddy, Donkey.
I can understand Donkey. I mean, he is the leader of the bunch.
I know him well.
Oh
But
no.
the thing is, it depends. Personality-wise, I feel like Diddy is the most interestingly developed in the SNES games. And gameplay-wise, I feel like he's a good balance between the slow and heavy Donkey Kong and the maybe too light Dixie.
Yeah, Diddy
Actually-
is definitely my favorite to play as.
Sorry, can I revise my stance? Because I've just there's been an 11th hour development.
Oh my, this is exciting. Breaking news.
Did you decide your favorite is Kitty?
Oh god.
Yeah. Like, listen, this is the kind of announcement that Reggie Fils-Aimé would personally make, but Cranky Kong.
That's a good one.
Because I've just admit, he is amazing to play as in Tropical Freeze, and he's hilarious. So that, yeah, he's my choice.
Well, VK Mize would like that answer.
Oh yeah, of course, yes.
Having the pogo
He
bounce.
has no style.
He has no grace.
This Kong has a funny face.
All right, but that's not what we're here to sing right now, though.
Okay, I need to close my curtains because
What?
I need to hide my shame. I'll be back in just a second.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, if your curtains are closed, no one can hear you sing. Not sure how that's how that works.
Oh, I forgot that if you linger on Sonic R for a little while, like on the menus, it goes back to the title screen. That's funny.
Why?
I don't know. I like how the chat is amusing itself by singing the DK rap, though. Frederic, no, you did not miss Sonic R. We're just getting started on it. Taco Smash wants to know why Robotnik is locked. Robotnik is unlocked when you come in first place on the first four. The first four of the 5 tracks in this game.
And he's shit.
Five tracks, and each one is just glorious.
5 tracks, and people complain Splatoon doesn't have enough content.
To be fair, Splatoon is a bit... My major hang-up with Splatoon is it's got 30 quid worth of day one DLC and nobody's batted an eyelid at it. They'll go, oh, well, it's okay because the single player's not that good anyway, and I'm like, it's still day one DLC?
What are you talking about? The amiibo unlocks with it?
Yeah. Because it's like, in order to get any variety in the single player, you have to have the 3 amiibo.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, I do have the 3 amiibo, actually, and I mean, I like amiibo, and I think the figures are cool. But, like, playing through it, I'm like, this is not $35 worth of DLC content right here.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just got really distracted. Where is Tails' tuft of hair? And Amy's.
I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to be on the Saturn version, anyway. I think. Knuckles always looked really silly.
Tails just looks lifeless.
Oh, no.
Tails just looks like he has seen some shit.
To answer SKM Pauji, he says, I only played the GameCube Mega Collection Sonic R. Is it Abby different? I think he meant any. It plays the same.
It doesn't.
The graphics are worse.
Yeah, the graphics are worse. It doesn't have any weather effects. I think those are the only differences, aren't they?
Yeah, because the Mega Collection was based on the PC version, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The 5th stage, Radiant Emerald. Radiant Emerald I really prefer on the Saturn version, though. In the PC and Jim's Collection versions, it had like this rainbow effect that was kind of distracting. I like the way they did it here a lot better, but we'll get there. Shay, are you ready? Or are your curtains closed?
Yes, everything's all good.
Nobody.
Oh,
will
I
see
just
this.
can't wait for this.
I'm not. Let's not worry too much about keeping it in sync. Just sort of see if you can stay in sync with the stream. I think that'll be the important thing. This is. I'm not going to oversell this.
Yeah, this isn't going to go well. By the way, I'm going to do a verse and get embarrassed and go and hide in the corner. Also, I've just realised a massive problem.
What's that?
I have the stream muted. This isn't going to work. Give me a second.
Do you want me to read? I'll start over. The lyrics had already started.
Listen, this is not going to work. Like I can sing, but it won't be in sync at all.
Okay, I'll tell you what, Jay. Here's how we can do this. When the lyrics start, since I can't hear them, when the lyrics start, I will start singing it, and then I will let you take over from there.
Okay.
That should be.
That sounds.
We should be able to keep it roughly, sort of, maybe in sync like that.
We
by
can
the way,
start it in sync like that.
I expect at least to get $300,000.
Oh,
for this.
Surely that's the going price on a recording contract, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
All right, lyrics are coming up here. I need to pay attention to it. The sun is shining on me. It makes me feel so free.
So free, so alive. It makes me want to survive in the sky. It makes me feel so high. The bad time passes me by.
It's gonna be
your brighter day. Can you feel the sunshine? Does it brighten up your day? Don't you feel that sometimes you just need to run away?
I'm trying so hard not to laugh.
I'm not. I've lost my place.
Let me see if I can hear it. I think we're in the bridge right now. Yeah. Jay, can you just record the entire Sonic R soundtrack like this?
I think so. I can't think of a good reason not to.
I'm about to finish the stage anyway, and I can't really hear it. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit, I think.
Don't you feel that sometimes you should just stop making games? I think this is either the best or the worst thing that's ever going to happen in this stream, mate. It's probably the worst.
Probably both, really.
Only because I'm showing restraint.
Are you resisting the urge to join in?
No, I don't know this song. I'm resisting the urge to sing something completely different that's not even from a video game.
Alright, moving on to Radical City. I'm gonna turn the volume up just slightly so that I can hear it better. SKM Pow JY wants us to, like, race in Sonic R.
Can we do that?
The PC version had online.
Is it? Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Ah.
Hang on, I need to hear this. Living in the city, you know you have to survive.
You have to survive. In the city, you have to keep that dream alive. Where everything is free, can't you see?
You know you have to survive.
In the city. Oh, sorry, I was doing Oh, you really did have to survive here.
There's no time. So many things for us to do, but there's no time.
There's no time.
So many people.
So many people all around. No, wait, hang on.
So many feelings to be found where no one gets you down.
Have you lived in the city? I have been mugged like 3 times in Glasgow. I have to keep that dream alive. Just watch it for those cunts with the knives. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no, I'm sorry.
That's almost how it goes.
Shay, the Geek Critique is a family channel. I don't appreciate your use of the word cunt.
Now you've said it too.
Oh no, damn it! Oh no!
the Regal Ruin is my favourite. It's coming up next.
Right.
It's the one I listen to the most. It's my most played song on my iTunes.
When you were like in middle school and you were trying to figure out your life and figure out your place in the world, you would put that song on and you would close your eyes and you would just think about things.
And yeah, just listening, it's really nostalgic for me because like listening to it takes me back in time to another world.
All right, here we go. Regal Ruin.
Oh, this is the one you've been waiting for.
Oh, here we go. I am so ready for this.
As ready as the last couple of times?
I don't think you want, like, on a scale of 1 to Reggie Fils-Aimé, my body is ready.
All right, let me listen for it. Takes a while. Sometimes I ask myself, what am I doing here?
I think of all the reasons, but it's still no clear. I look at places to go, there's nowhere near. So take me away from this, cause this place I'll hardly miss.
So take me back in time.
To another world, then you can be mine. This is Empty Yugi critique, and we don't have to worry when you're by my side. There's nothing I don't know, there's nothing to decide, apart from where we want to go.
That was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
Thank you, I work hard on my Sonic R songs.
Shay, did you know that gay marriage is now legal in the United States? I just, on an unrelated note, I want to point that out to you.
I do know that, and congratulations to the United States. I mean, we did that. Scotland did it before you, so,
Is it
you know,
me,
just copying us.
or have I been here before?
I want to go somewhere that we can explore. So take me away from this place. No, that was the wrong. Was that the right lyrics?
See, you
Well, it's not now.
you messed up. You messed up on the lyrics, and then I didn't come in first that time. So I have to play the whole level again. Darn it!
Aw, that's too bad.
Here we go again, folks.
You don't have
That's
to
why I
sing it
haven't
this
seen-
time if you don't want to. I like Nick saying totally unrelated.
Instead, you need to sing a death metal cover of Escape from the City.
Don't you just love
Follow my set my foot.
I hit replay instead of retry. For anybody who didn't get the joke, I was jokingly implying that if Shay came here, perhaps me and him could get gay married because I was so impressed with his rendition there.
I've impressed many potential mates with my Sonic R singing skills.
Yeah, that's the first thing people look for on online dating sites. Can you sing the songs from Sonic R?
If so, swipe right. That's how it works. I've never actually been on Tinder, but you swipe left if you don't like somebody, I think.
My only
Yes.
my only experience of Tinder was changing my rather my flatmate, whose father is a minister, getting a hold of his phone and changing all of his settings so he's looking for exclusively for 40-year-old gay men. It didn't take him long to notice.
I gotta wonder, like, what if it did take someone a long time to notice that?
Well, I mean, if they were bisexual, it would be.
They might be okay with it.
But if they were, then they would have said it something like that in the first place. Maybe not the 40-year-old thing.
See, that's the thing about bisexual people. I mean, and I say this as somebody with a bisexual friend. The thing is it's very difficult to make fun of them for their sexuality.
Oh, there's always a way. You just need to find it all.
That is entirely facetious, by the way. That's not. Don't do that. That's not cool.
I am firmly of the opinion that everyone deserves to be made fun of for everything.
Definitive Dubs points out that this conversation is getting awkward.
Yeah, we should keep it more Sonic related. Like, maybe we could talk about Sonic and Tails.
Oh god. Well, somebody did bring up Eggman hates furries earlier, so if you think that would be a less awkward conversation to have.
He's got 2 tails, but what else does he have 2 of? Miles testicles power.
When What Does the Fox Say was a big deal. There was a parody of that. Sorry, I just realized you're gonna have to sing again here in a second, Jay. Because we are on to Reactive Factory.
I've actually dedicated to this quite well. I'm kind of proud of this. Oh, this is one about my maths test.
What?
You had to work it out, think about it.
To build a better life, to make it what we feel.
We have to make it real. We all need to remember that nothing in this world comes from greed. We have to make it what we want. So you and me and everybody. I want everybody in the chat to join in with this, by the way.
Think about it? What would I talk about it?
Work it out, make it happen. Work it out.
We have to make it real.
Have to make it real. I want to meet Richard J. I don't like. What are these? Who? I wonder who it was that thought of these lyrics. Like, just thinking about, because all of these are like expressly romantic, and I wonder who thought of that. I wonder if that was like an executive mandate, or whether Richard Jakes just had some really good beer that day.
That's a good point. Like, did he get the design doc for Sonic R and think, you know what, this sounds like a really romantic game? It's got Sonic, and Tails in it. So I mean, that's probably what his inspiration was.
I just assumed that these lyrics were part of his secret unpublished fan fictions.
Follow me, set me free, Mom Spaghetti.
By the way, I like how in the chat, when you told them to everybody join in, they all started singing different songs. I see Definitive Dubs did City Escape. Fang Sniper, did Mom Spaghetti. Dustin VG did the DK rap again. Fang Sniper did a Rick roll, so that's great.
Oh, and someone did Smash Mouth too.
You're a kid now. You're a squid now.
You're a kid, you're a squid.
Retro64Z points out that the R stands for romance, like with Sailor Moon R. There you go. Okay, that actually makes sense.
Brilliant.
I'm watching Sailor Moon R right now. I'm in the middle of it, and I don't really get that from it.
See, I always thought the R in Sonic R stood for racists.
Oh, is that why it doesn't have Mighty? They don't like armadillos?
It's such a shame that they were so like... Was it left wing or right wing? I've forgotten.
That really depends on what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to say. Are disappearing. 'Cause now
'Cause
I know that I need
that
you
we'll
every day. Oh, that wasn't the line, but go on.
You. I've lost it again.
I never want
visit-
to hear you say goodbye.
'Cause you're my diamond in the sky. Oh.
Oh, this is wonderful.
I think I've ruined this stream. I am really sorry.
Hey, it's still better than the warpy, messed up sound music from last year.
Yes, it's. Well, is it better or is it worse?
Both.
I thought the R in Sonic R stood for Republican. That's
If anybody wants this sort of fun to continue, if we can get like the $3 donation before the credits scroll ends, then I'll go through the game again and collect the Chaos Emeralds. Meaning we'll get Supersonic Racing, which is everybody's favorite.
The lyrics are not really complicated. They go like everybody, 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 everybody.
Well,
Everybody?
it was the inspiration for the HomestarRunner.com theme song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, I like Homestar One a lot.
I cannot tell you guys how much I'm enjoying playing this game.
Are you enjoying playing the game, though, or are you enjoying listening to Shay sing?
Well, I'm enjoying it more than I ever have because of Shay singing. But I generally enjoy the game by itself anyway. So it's like in Dragon Ball Z, yeah, when you get like a fused character, and they just become exponentially
Like-
more powerful.
It's one of those like weird nebulous questions like where do all the rainbows go? To somewhere I don't know. Wherever it is I want to go.
That is an example of a nebulous question.
I think that TJ Davis has fundamentally misunderstood what a rainbow is.
Wait, what is a rainbow?
It's basically the beam of light shot out by a leprechaun so it doesn't forget what its gold is.
Oh. Okay.
All right,
I
Nick.
just needed to check out the rainbow real quick when you said that.
Nick S. Filled, that's S. Sonic in the chat room there. Yeah, he says boom donated. He did donate $5, meaning that joy of joys, we do get to go through Sonic R again. This time collecting the Chaos Emeralds.
That's rad.
Thank you, Nick. And I probably just ruined the the stream for a second here, trying to change it.
Ooh, SKM Tauji also sent $3. Sweet.
Ah, sweet. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8 more total, which puts us over 200. That's good.
Nice.
That means we are halfway to getting the 3DS capture device, and much less than halfway through the through the total marathon. So that's good news. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 204. I know how to do maths. And I did say maths just for you, Shay, by the way. Since you're here.
Thank you, that's very considerate.
No problem. I do think that the Saturn emulator has just disappeared completely because I clicked away from it.
That's what it'll do.
It got temperamental.
Dustin VG Master says, and if you donate $5, I shall sing the lyrics to the Sonic Rush soundtrack. That sounds
And you know
difficult.
that is what you need.
That is what you need.
Yeah, the Beatles had it all wrong. They said love is all you need. Nope.
Back to back, gonna turning things back.
Is that what those lyrics are?
I think so.
Man, those lyrics are a mess. Just start to finish the whole game.
I love Sonic
Probably 'cause
Rush.
they're
I don't
all
even care. I think Sonic Rush is
Sonic Rush
fantastic.
is great. I have very fond memories of the Christmas where I got that and Mario Kart DS.
Oh right, Classic Sonic wants to hop in on the chat too as well. So let me get him on real quick and watch.
Only if he sings.
Only if he sings. All right, let's see if I can do this without destroying the Saturn emulator this time. Do you guys mind if I share the pictures of the two of you that are right next to each other here, because it's pretty amusing. You make a good pair.
Aw. Man, I think the picture I have on Skype is like 4 years old.
I mean, feel free to say no, but
I don't care. You do what you want. I have that picture public everywhere.
all right, hang on, let me get that going.
Also, find Sniper, yes, you can fuse with me, but you have to buy the Potara earrings.
Yeah, I just clicked back to Skype, and this amused me.
There we go. Fun fact, the explosion in that picture was real.
I figured it was. It looked real. It didn't look chopped.
Oh god, I forgot about that picture.
I'm thinking about changing my my picture though to the plant from Little Shop of Horrors. I'm going to go ahead and assume no one's familiar with that.
I'm just a mean green mother from outer space, and I'm bad.
Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all night long.
All right, we are gonna add Classic Sonic 412.
Listen, why weren't you doing the singing during that? That was fantastic.
Because I don't know the music.
Yeah, he doesn't know the
I sing
words.
all the time.
Hello.
Hello, what should we call
Hello,
you?
be alright.
I mean, yeah, I'll be glad to sing along when we get to Sonic Adventure 2. Actually, probably not, depending on how long that takes, because I'm going to have to leave in about an hour, and I won't be back until a few hours after that.
Ah, there we go. Sorry, I couldn't hear you for a second.
We've got another Scot in here.
Yep. Didn't you see my
Excellent.
comment saying I'm Scottish, by the way?
I didn't. No, sorry. I've got.
That's alright.
Learn to read, dude.
It's not my fault.
Because there's so many Scots in here now, I assume you guys use euros. You guys have to start donating in euros now.
No, I use pounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we use the pound.
Okay. I'm a little confused about that because I know Britain uses the pound, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Britain uses the pound, but I can't remember which Ireland it is. I think it's the Republic of Ireland that uses the euro.
Yeah.
Basically, the only reason the rest of us don't use the euro is because we've got too much pride in our queen.
I see.
And also the Euro sucks.
Spending euros in France was really annoying, especially when you're a 14, 13-year-old boy who's never been to a country since they were 4 years old, and the mum and dad took care of the money for you.
Is there only one Chaos Emerald in this level?
Yes, only one Chaos Emerald in the Can You Feel the Sunshine level, and the rest there's two.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, hang, because yeah, I remember the last two are in the last. Because I thought it was the other way around. But no, because
No.
you've got the one in the submarine and the one in the pipe after the door.
Yep.
Taco Smash says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the TGC chorus."
I would bow, but I don't know how to bow over a microphone.
Well, you just stand up and you lean over it.
Okay, so who here's a tenor? We could go like a donate to the Geek Critique.
Donate to the Geek Critique.
Donate to the Geek Critique.
Donate Donate to the Geek Critique.
How do we not have $700,000?
Donate now.
Why don't you donate now?
Sorry, I was actually checking to see if there have been any more donations. I see Corey
Yeah,
did donate $3, but we already added that, of course. So thanks again, Corey.